What is up, YouTube? My name is Alex. Welcome back to the Lifting Nomad. I just realized this couch has an uncanny resemblance to the casting couch, so we're just gonna roll with that for now. Today we're in beautiful Buenos Aires, Argentina. I've been here the last couple weeks. Had a little bit of hiccups during my first couple days, chipped my tooth, got COVID, but we're now recovered, we're rolling, we're ready to go, and I wanted to get back to making videos. So in today's video, let's talk about the routines and how to get adjusted into a new scenario, a new location, a new place, all of that good stuff. I'm 9,000 kilometers from home, so a little ways of a commute. And now I'm finally settled and able to get up and running. So I want to talk about what I've done to get comfortable. So without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, so there's a few things I do when I first get to a new city, new destination to get settled in and get acclimated to the environment. First thing, I think a bit of preparation is actually to learn a few of the language basics. It's a lot easier, I think, in South America in general because every country except for Brazil speaks Spanish. So really, if you're coming down to South America, there's not really an excuse for you to not be able to at least speak functionally, like going to a restaurant, ordering a beer, or going to like a supermarket and asking where the strawberries are or something like that. Like really basics, I think, are necessary. Please and thank yous, hello and goodbyes, all of that. And each destination is gonna be a little bit unique with their slang, right? So you're gonna have to learn that kind of once you get there. But there is like just little things that make you at least seem like not an idiot, to be candid. And I've been taking Spanish classes the last like 6 months since I was living in Colombia, when I knew absolutely no Spanish. Extremely humbling when I was down there. I figured everyone spoke some kind of English in the world. Fun fact, they do not. And after that, I came back to Canada and I started taking Spanish classes for the last 6 months. And that's really helped me basically get to like functional. Like I said, I can keep a conversation if I need to. I can ask for directions. I can order food at a restaurant. I can I had to go to a fucking dentist as soon as I got here because I chipped my tooth. That was fun to Google Translate some of that. But it's really important to prepare at least like the basics of it, and it doesn't really take that long. If you're traveling to multiple countries, like in Europe, let's say, and you're gonna be hitting like 5 different countries and 5 different languages, that's a little bit more difficult to do. But if you're doing like an extended trip through like France, for instance, you should learn like basic French. Or if you're going through South America, there's really no reason for you not to know at least some Spanish, because you're going to be in situations where English is of course not the norm down here, right? So the more you can learn, the more preparation you're gonna have, the better off you're gonna be once you actually get to that destination. The second thing I do is actually building a routine that I can do every single day. So my first few days in a new city, what I'll do is typically try day passes at different gyms. So me being like a fitness bro, it's important to have the same gym routine every day at the same time. So in my neighborhood, I'm staying in like Palermo. There was like 4 or 5 different gyms and I tried out 4 of them for day passes each. And the reason I do it that way is some things for me, like some gyms are better or worse, of course. Some are like not as clean, some have too many people, some don't have squat racks. Really common in South America for a gym like to straight up just not have squat racks. It's hilarious that like a lot of guys down here don't hit legs at all. You'll see them benching like 200, 2 plates, let's say 225, and then they'll be in the squat rack like with like 85 pounds and like being spotted by like 4 or 5 different people. It's just like a different culture. Like back home, you'd be pretty you'd be kind of laughed at, I think, if you could squat like 1/3 of what your bench is in those higher numbers. So it's just interesting to see little differences from back home to down here. But I try out the different gyms to see which is gonna be the closest, most easily accessible, have the right equipment, gonna be clean, and also at the right price. So I did 4 different day passes until I landed on what's called Meg Atlin. It's kind of like a chain-ish gym for down here. And it was really clean. It's in this, they have like different locations all over the city. And it's like a 15-20 minute walk from where I'm staying. So super easy to get to in the mornings. And I'm like kind of used to Eastern Standard Time. So when I'm going to the gym here, it's like maybe 8 o'clock, but my circadian rhythm is at like 6 o'clock. So it's been pretty easy to actually just like wake up, have breakfast, go to the gym, and it's not really that busy at this time of day because I'm used to like 2 hours earlier. They're 2 hours ahead here in Buenos Aires. And it's been a lot easier to actually go to the gym and stick to that routine. So I try and identify early on somewhere that I can consistently go to that's easily accessible, has the right equipment, and is clean, and is a good price for me. And that way it kind of gets rid of a lot of that homesickness you get when you don't have anything to do. You kind of just sit around and you like stir in your own thoughts, I think, or maybe like you watch Netflix or something, but it doesn't actually help you get more acclimated. It's kind of ironic, but to get rid of the feeling of homesickness, you kind of have to make the new place your home. So for me, that means finding a gym that's going to be able to fulfill my needs. I can go there on a daily basis. That way I wake up, I go to the gym, and that's like my routine at home, right? I wake up in the morning, back home, I have oats, I have my pre-workout, then I walk to the gym. I'm doing the exact same thing here 9,000 kilometers away. And it's really helped me get used to being away from home, being away from family, and get settled into my new location. But the third thing I think is also finding like restaurants that you can consistently go to. So part of the reason I travel, of course, is to experience new food, experience new restaurants, new cafes, all of that. But at the end of the day, finding a consistent place that you can get a similar experience every single time is also really, really helpful for, like back home, you have your favorite restaurant, right? So I'm not saying you need to eat there 3 times a day, but for me, for instance, it is hot as balls down in this country. So it's like 35 degrees, 40 degrees some days in Celsius. That's like 100 or more in Fahrenheit. And for me, I'm drinking iced coffee. Kind of difficult to get down here. Some cafes have had it, some haven't. But ironically, there's a Starbucks like right across the street from where I'm staying. And down here, it's so cheap that like an Americano Frio, like an iced Americano, is like less than $1. So if I'm here for 5 weeks, let's say, that's gonna be dirt cheap over that time. And it kind of just reminds me of home as well. So getting in this routine of having a consistent place where I can go get a coffee every day in like the mid or afternoon, like 12 to 2 o'clock, and when I have a break, it really just kind of calms my nerves for that. So between that and also finding a local grocery store that you can go to, the same one. Grocery stores are one of those things where once you find the one you need, you're typically not exploring other ones because, at least for me, I eat very similar foods throughout the day, right? I bought tons of loaves of bread, I brought some cheese, some lunch meats that are hella cheap down here. I bought oats, protein powder, and like almond milk, and then fruit, right? So I make my oats as a pre-workout, same thing I would make at home. And then for lunches, I'll do like grilled cheese sandwiches basically. And then I'll go out or order in dinner every single day because it's so cheap. And like I said, part of the reason I'm traveling is to experience the food. So between those things of finding a cafe that I can go to every single day, a supermarket that I can go to, it really lets me get into a routine pretty quickly, pretty easily, and get acclimated to my new environment. So that's pretty much the video. I know I'm gonna be covering a lot of different topics over the next few weeks as I'm in Argentina with some cool stuff to share with you guys as I explore it. But for now, I just wanted to talk about, now that I'm recovered and healthy again, how I'm handling getting acclimated to this city, right? It's stressful, it's scary, you're on your own in a new place, but doing little things to help you get into the right mindset and how you would frame yourself at home is really, really easy to get past it, right? At the end of the day, if you're traveling by yourself, it can be nerve-wracking and intimidating, but doing little things that make you feel more at home and feel more like a local are gonna set you up in the long term to get that warm and fuzzy feeling and actually feel like this destination could be your home. So with that being said, that's the video. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Alex. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.